Okay, teammates, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a deep dive into week 2 of our Art of Closing training series, right? I'm excited about this, y'all, because as I was putting together tonight's training, Coach B Walt, um, I literally was like, man, this could have saved me a lot of time. This could have saved me a lot of trial and error when I first started this business. Had somebody put something together for me like this, Calvin, and laid it out, I could have really just, streamlined a lot of processes, answered a lot of questions, made things just super light work for me. And so I want to share this with you guys because this is what I'm going to show you tonight. This is years in the making, years of trial and error. This is a proven system, a proven process that works. I know that in Primerica, there's a lot of people that have different ways of going about doing the business. I'm not saying ours is the best way. I just think that ours is the most effective way, not just only to get business, Tanya, but also to keep business. Y'all ain't hearing me. You ain't just trying to make a sale and then it fall off. Coach B walking on like, no, there's a such thing as being, and when it comes to life insurance, chargebacks and stuff like that, there's a such thing as having loyal clients and all of that type of stuff, man. Let me tell you something. This is the process that we've developed over the years, and that we've executed over the years. We fine-tune. Now, we still might make some fine-tunes and some refinements here and there in terms of what we're doing and how we're going about it. You just never know what kind of technology and advancement that the company might introduce that we say, hey, man, this might work with our process. So I leave room and space for us to evolve. I leave room and space for us. But as of right now, guys, I think that we got something that if you master this process, there is no doubt in my mind that you will make money. You'll be able to build a client base, a loyal client base. And at the same time, you'll feel good about what you're doing for people 100% of the time. This will develop your leadership skills, your ability to train and develop a new person to duplicate what it is that you're doing. It simplifies that because it's a system that you're following. And so you can grow your team of competent producers and independent producers a lot faster. And so that's the purpose. What good is it having a system if it's not duplicatable? I'm going to repeat that. What good is it to have a process in a system if it's only personality driven, if you're the only one that knows how to do it? I don't want that type of business. I want a business to where something is simple, it's easy, anybody can do it, and they can be successful in doing it, and they can feel good about it, right? So hopefully we've accomplished that. I'm gonna go through some things, and if you got a pen and paper, I'm encouraging you to take notes. Take notes because I'm going to be introducing some things and saying, hey, look, man, add this to it and add that to it. Make a note of this, make a note of that. And it's just going to be additional things to say in certain parts of the process that can make you that much more effective in the field. All right. And so let me share my screen. And then we'll get this thing going. All right. Auntie, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, excellent. All right, so this is the Art of Closing week 2. We're talking about this is where skill meets success. And what we're going to go through tonight, guys, is the Wealth Builder Consultation process. The Wealth Builder Consultation process. Now, I'll be honest with you. We're going to stay here for a couple of weeks. I'm not going to be able to get through the entire wealth building consultation process. I'm gonna do part of it. It's just a lot to just unpack, and so I'll pick back up where I leave off next week. And there's a lot of different elements to it that I'll concentrate on in the coming weeks because I don't want to gloss over this, Selena. I want to make sure that you guys see it, you understand it, you're able to ask questions about it and all of that good stuff, right? And so So this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about tools and resources that are needed. We're going to be talking about using the mobile F&A and the Wealth Builder Companion Sheet. Using the mobile F&A and the Wealth Builder Companion Sheet. We're going to talk about using the dime spreadsheet. We're going to be talking about asking closing questions with confidence. And then, of course, we'll even get into using Turbo apps. And for those who are securities licensed, the Easy Key system to do securities applications, like to open up IRAs and different individual accounts and all that type of stuff when it comes to investments. All right. And so this is just a recap from 2 weeks ago when we did week 1 of the training. Guys, we have a 2-step appointment process. We have a 2-step appointment process. On the first appointment is when we do the winning presentation, Nikisha. In that winning presentation, we're just introducing the client to, the who we are, what we do with it all. The purpose of that first time appointment, that winning presentation, we want to educate and empower clients. We want to educate and empower the client. We want to build a connection with the client. And we also want to get commitments from the client. And these are the commitments we want to get. We want to get a commitment from them that they're going to schedule a Wealth Builder consultation with us. And we want to get a commitment from them that they'll give us referrals on the second appointment. So if you have anybody ever ask you, if you have any questions about, hey, what is y'all's system? What is y'all's appointment system? We have a 2-step appointment process. And this is what the first appointment is designed to do. Then the second appointment, what happens on the second appointment, Celine? I'm glad you asked. We do the Wealth Builder consultation. We're closing business and we're getting referrals, right? We're doing that Wealth Builder consultation. We're closing business and we're getting referrals. So we're doing the Wealth Builder consultation. We're also, this is the purpose of that deal. We're gonna build a stronger connection with the client on that second appointment because I need the client to trust me. I need the client to follow my recommendations, right? And so that requires a connection. And then you heard me say it time and time again, guys, we're looking to close business on that second appointment. And so we're looking to do life insurance. We're looking to do investments. If you want to veer into some other things, we could do that too when it comes to closing business. And I'm looking to get referrals. I can tell you right now, just like it says here, 95% of the appointments that we run will follow this process. 95% of the appointments that you run should follow this process. Give me a thumbs up if y'all are still with me. All right, excellent. This is just a recap of what we went over in week 1. Now let's dive into the stuff related to week 2. So I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that I was working on Virtual Base Shop. I'm updating the things. Well, guess what, teammates? True to my word, I have updated the tools and resources in Virtual Base Shop. I've updated them, right? So if you go into Virtual Base Shop now, everything is updated. So let me share with you guys where Virtual Base Shop is. So if you sign on to Primerica Online, there is a link up at the top where you see that white hand is. It says Virtual Base Shop. If you click that link, it'll take you to this screen right here. This is our Virtual Base Shop right here. This is our team filing cabinet, kind of like our team page. If you click the tab that says resources, it'll drop down and there'll be a link under the drop down, Talvin, that says Base Shop Resources. Click that link. And when you click that link, it has all of our scripts, new recruit orientation packets. Omar's even got some Spanish stuff out there for the people who need that. We got stuff for the Wealth Builder consultation, financial needs analysis, securities resources, the questionnaires out there. This is what you'll see. And there's some other stuff out there, but this is the main stuff you'll see in Virtual Base Shop. All of it has been updated. As you can see, beside all these codes, it says updated October 25, October 20. So they're fresh. It's updated. This is the latest and greatest stuff, teammates, that's out there. All right. And so I encourage you to go out there and access some of these tools because you'll need them in the coming weeks as we do this training. So for the Wealth Builder consultation, these are the tools and resources you'll need in order to do that Wealth Builder, right? You'll need your Primerica app, right? Primerica app. Because through the Primerica app, Auntie, that they'll be able to access the mobile F&A, quick quote, turbo apps, and easy key. All of that is done through the Primerica app. This is what your $25 is paying for, at least part of what your $25 is paying for. This is the tool that allows you to be able to run your business from any computer, tablet, or smartphone, right? The Primerica app, run your business on the go. So that's a tool, big tool that you need to do the Wealth Builder Consultation. You'll also need, teammates, as you're learning this, you'll need a Wealth Builder companion sheet, or it might be titled Mobile F&A Companion Sheet, right? This companion sheet is in the Virtual Base Shop. You can access it in Virtual Base Shop. And what it is, it's just like a transcript of what do you say as you're taking a client through the Wealth Builder. It's the language, right? Similar to how we have a whole transcript for our winning presentation, this is the sister transcript for the Wealth Builder Consultation, all right? Called a Wealth Builder Companion Sheet. In addition to that, you'll need a DIMES spreadsheet. A DIMES spreadsheet. This allows you to be able to calculate and determine how much life insurance a client needs based on the needs-based assessment of doing the DIMES calculation. This is not in Virtual Base Shop. Virtual Base Shop basically just takes PDF files. This is an Excel spreadsheet. This will be emailed to you only after your license, when you go through the process of helping clients and stuff like that. So if you have not received this yet, once we get you going and get your process moving and you have somebody in the pipeline to get a Wealth Builder done, this DIMES calculation spreadsheet will be emailed to you so you can have a copy of it, all right? But you have to be life insurance licensed to get this spreadsheet, all right? And then a referral sheet. A referral sheet, right? This is an editable PDF file. This too is in Virtual Base Shop. You can access it there. You can download it and you can type directly into it when you're collecting referrals from a client. Similar to the champ list, really the love list is similar to that, but it's a different file. We use it for referrals. And then this is the referral warm-up text script. This too is in Virtual Base Shop. And so this is what you can send to a client and have, once they give you referrals, they send an individual text message out to each of the people that they referred to you to warm them up, to let them know that you're going to be reaching out to them. So these are the tools that you need. And if you're really efficient with it, what I would do, guys, I would, whatever that text message referral script is, I would take that, copy that, and I would save it in my phone. So that way you already have it in your phone and it's easily accessible. And when a client gives you referrals, you can just shoot it out to them, say, hey, send this to each person that you referred to me. That way that keeps them from having to call each person individually, because nobody really be making phone calls like that anymore. Y'all get what I'm saying? But you have it handy to forward to the client. All right, so these are the tools and resources. All right, so let's talk about some key things to remember when you're going through the Wealth Builder Consultation. Teammates, the Wealth Builder process, it's going to take about an hour to an hour and a half to take a client through a Wealth Builder. It's going to take about that, right? I know the first time appointment is typically only 30 minutes. Wealth Builder is a little bit longer. So you're going to need to budget more than 30 minutes to take somebody through a Wealth Builder. I normally tell people that it takes about 45 minutes to an hour. That's because I try to be as efficient as possible. Now, it all depends on if a person has a lot of questions and little nuances with their financial situation, how long it can take. But normally it takes about an hour and a half to be able to do it. All right. That's a key thing to remember. Because they may ask you and you can tell them. Only, this is big, guys, only conduct the Wealth Builder from a laptop or a computer. Please don't jump on your phone talking about you're going to do a Wealth Builder for somebody. It's not happening, guys. You're not going to be able to share your screen and navigate the technology the right way, thumbing it on your phone. It's just, it looks so unprofessional. So if you are meeting with a client, or if you are field training with your field trainer and you're meeting with somebody and it's for a Wealth Builder appointment, as a field trainee, do not access that appointment from your phone. Now, I get it. If you are like out and about and you're away from your device, there's an exception for that. You can jump on your phone, but if you can help it, you only do those meetings from a laptop or a computer. Because when it comes down to closing business, you need to be on a laptop or a computer. Can I get an amen on that? Everybody know what I'm talking about? All right, excellent.
Unless you have a Samsung, you could probably do it.
No. That's so funny.
Yes, April. Yes, it is possible on. Yes. The Ultra, baby. We can do it.
Yeah, that Team Samsung, boy. Y'all think y'all up right about now, man. I give y'all a little props, man. I give y'all a little props. Till that phone get a virus and that battery burn out. But yeah, it's all good.
Speak that on me.
Team Nick right here. That's right. Think is the operative word, but we're gonna let you have it. We're gonna let you.
Sure. All right. So this is a big one too, guys. I've seen this happen. You know, you ain't been on POL in a minute, and it come time to close business, and your POL login, you ain't updated your password. You like, it's not letting me in, and blah, blah, blah. Please make sure your POL login credentials are okay before the Wealth Builder appointment. Because the last thing you want to do is you're getting to the point where you're going through the Wealth Builder process and you like, hold on. It's tripping. It ain't letting me in. I thought that was my password. Oh, I got to reset my password. Client just looking at you. All right. And they telling you, all right, take your time. It's all good. Like, guys, don't do that. Just have your stuff together. You know, go ahead and log in before the appointment. Make sure you can get access to everything. You know, just, take it serious, right? And I'm joking, but I'm playing. But I'm serious. I'm joking, playing, but I'm serious, right? Make sure your login credentials are okay. I've seen it happen before, and time is of the essence. Next thing is have your Wealth Builder tools and resources already pulled up. You know, when I do the Wealth Builder, I already got my dime sheet pulled up. It's I'm not sharing it, but it's already up. I got just things ready. You know what I'm saying? So that way I'm going from one page to the next. I'm easily sharing. Coach B Walk know what I'm talking about. I'm just easily sharing this stuff, right? That's what I'm doing because I want it to be a seamless process as I'm taking the client through it. So have your resources already pulled up. Guys, these are the things that people don't tell you. And I'm just telling you, I wish somebody had told me these things. It would have saved me some time. This is something to know. When you take a client through the Wealth Builder, it only focuses on retirement and life insurance. Now, we do a lot of other products other than life insurance and retirement. We do auto and home. We do legal protection. There's identity theft stuff. There's Vivint. All these different services and solutions that we provide. We do 529 plans. We do a lot of different things, guys. All I want to say is you can still do that stuff with them. But focus on what the Wealth Builder has you concentrate on first. I guarantee you, if the client is with you on this journey, retirement and life insurance, when it comes time to, hey, can I save you some money on your car insurance? Hey, can I talk to you about this? They're open to it. They're open to it. I just want you guys to know, for the new people, you like, well, man, they don't talk about this. They don't talk about it. The Wealth Builder, the mobile FNA, I say the mobile FNA that we do, it only focuses on retirement and life insurance. But that doesn't mean that those other things aren't important and you shouldn't talk to clients about it. All right. This is a big one. When you come into this Wealth Builder, whether you are newly licensed or you are a seasoned vet, you have to know that you're the expert. You're the expert. That client you're meeting with did not go through the process of getting any kind of license. Yeah, they may have listened to a podcast or two, but they don't have access to the tools. They haven't sat through any trainings that you've sat through. You are the expert. So we need you to stand in that confidence and in that power when you're communicating and you're taking someone through the Wealth Builder process, because Selena, that's what people are attracted to. if you are moving in confidence, right? And you move in confidence, if you get it in your mind and in your spirit, I'm the expert. All right. And then last but not least, guys, you're closing business. Period. Point blank. We are not there to just share great information with people and let them go on their merry way. No, we are there to share that information with people and show them how to implement it. You are closing business. You have a closer's mindset, spirit, embodiment. That's what you do. You close business. And you need to tell yourself that, because you need to have it in your thoughts that if a person has a need, if they have a need and they have the money, if we don't close business, we've done them a disservice. Now, here's the deal. Sometimes the client does themselves a disservice because they just don't have the right mindset, and we can't overcome that. But if there's a need, and there's the money there, then you should be closing business 99.5% of the time. All right. So you're closing business. Those are keys to remember. And then last but not least, referrals, 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 referrals. Now, I'm guilty. Sometimes I don't get referrals on the Wealth Builder appointment because we've spent enough time with the client, especially if it's a married couple. Now Primerica have us doing 2 different life apps and we DocuSigning and all that type of thing. It can take a long time. And I'm of the opinion, Auntie, I'm not trying to hold the client hostage all night. I can set up a second follow-up meeting to get some referrals. Now, here's the deal. I don't like to send people a sheet and tell them to fill out my referral sheet for me. I don't play that game. I'm the traffic cop on the referrals. What do I mean by that? I want to direct the client on who I want as the referral. And you should too, because otherwise you mess around and have somebody create their own list of referrals for you. They giving you the broke cousin that's still sleeping on their mama couch. They giving you they nephew that's out of work that just got out the pen. I'm telling you, man, like, you will get crazy referrals because they don't know who to refer to. They just referring the brokest people that they know to you. And you're like, what can I do with this? So if I'm talking to them and we're building this together, as they tell me about these people, I'll say, well, you know what? That person probably isn't ready to meet with me yet. Who else do you got? Oh, okay, Nick. Oh, okay. Yeah, man. What about my sister and my brother-in-law? They live up in Cy-Fair. She's a principal. He works for National Oil Well Varco. Yes. Give me them. Oh, you want them? Yes. Who else do you know that's like that? I got my best friend, my sorority sister. You know, she's a nurse. Yes. Give me them. I got to direct the traffic. And you should too. So referrals, referrals, referrals. Even if you have to schedule a second meeting to get your referrals, that's fine. Oh, I should say a follow-up meeting to get your referrals. That's fine. All right. But that's a big deal. Referrals are the lion's share of your compensation. If we're not getting referrals, we're leaving a lot of money on the table. It's a lot of money being left on the table. So some of us right now, even the ones I've been field training, we got to go back and get the rest of your money through the referrals. All right. So let's talk about the mobile F&A. So how do you access it? Right. So when you go on the Primerica Online, that Primerica app link, you click that link, it'll take you to a page that looks like this, right? And then that hamburger menu that is in the top left-hand corner, you click that hamburger menu, and then it'll be a drop down. There is an option that says tools, right? Tools. You click that tools drop down, and this is what comes up. You have all these things in your tools: quick quote, mobile F&A, contact manager, digital blue bag, digital tools store, dream calculator. All these are fantastic tools. the tool you're looking for to do the Wealth Builder is the mobile F&A. F&A stands for Financial Needs Analysis. Financial Needs Analysis. Somebody put that in the chat. Type that in the chat. Financial Needs Analysis. Financial Needs Analysis. We don't call it a financial needs analysis. You might hear me say it every now and then. We call it a wealth builder. My big brother in the business, who's a senior national sales director, $1 million earner. I got that from him, Rob Davis, out of Columbia, South Carolina. He lives in North Carolina now. Big bro, years ago, he says, Nick, we call it a wealth builder. I said, Rob, I like that. I'm gonna start using that. He said, by all means. So that's when we picked up the language of wealth builder. I got that from Rob Davis, right? And so that's what we do. So you access that mobile F&A tool. It'll take you to a screen that looks like this. And so you can't really do anything. You got to add a contact, right? So the contact you add is you click that plus sign. It'll allow you to add a contact. You click that plus sign. This is the first thing that comes up. It doesn't allow you to add the contact's information just yet. It takes you to this screen. And you guys should be familiar with this screen. This should look very familiar because this is in our presentation. This is in our presentation. And if you're looking at the Wealth Builder companion sheet, this is how the Wealth Builder companion sheet starts. It mirrors how the mobile F&A flows, right? And so for anybody who I've worked with and I field trained, you already know, you can vouch for it. This is what I do. I pull this thing up. I say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, just like we shared on the first appointment, in life, there are two major financial risks we all have to manage. That's either we're going to die too soon or we're going to live too long. And you can read the Wealth Builder companion sheet, the mobile F&A companion sheet. Dying too soon. It speaks to the risk that if you pass away prematurely, your family will need some money to take care of any financial responsibilities that get left behind. So the life insurance is the best defensive strategy to have in order to address the mortality risk of dying too soon, but you need the right kind and the right amount. Now I'm ad-libbing. This is extra language you can use to give it a flow, to give it a pop, right? But then you have the other side of the equation, which is living too long. And Mr. and Mrs. Client, that speaks to the risk of outliving your money in retirement. Make no mistake about it, one of the biggest fears people have as they get closer and closer to retirement, heading into retirement, is running out of money. Because retirement is not an age anymore, it's a dollar amount. So the best offensive strategy is to have enough money invested, right? And so the purpose of this Wealth Builder consultation is to give you some information that will provide you peace of mind, or hopefully get you on a path to peace of mind in both of these areas. How does that sound? See, that's extra language that I'm throwing in there, right? And they'll say, that sounds great. Okay, well, let's get started with the living too long piece first. And then you go to the next screen. But before we do that, let's collect a little bit of information from you. So it has you put in the client's location, and then you put in a little bit of personal information from them, right? So this is the Doe family. This is John and Jane Doe. John is 37. His wife Jane is 36. So now that we got their personal information, teammates, I normally just put in their names and their date of birth and what gender they are. I don't necessarily do the email address. Okay, if you do that, that's fine. I'm just telling you what I do. I just kind of get through it because I'm gonna get all that information anyway when we do the apps, right? And so I say, okay, now let's talk about roadmap to retirement, right? And this is part of the Wealth Builder companion sheet. It's labeled roadmap to retirement. I say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, the best way to reach your retirement destination is to make a plan and follow it. Well, the longer you wait, the more you'll have to put away each month in order to reach your retirement goals. We call that the high cost of waiting. So this is the question I have for you. Realistically, what age would you like to retire? And then you see where it says in red, it says, please advise client not to say an age under age 60. because they can't withdraw any money from a retirement plan prior to age 59 and a half without early withdrawal penalty from the IRS. So if you field train with me, and I know if you field train with some of the other guys, we're probably saying that to the client. We're saying that. So you need to say it. You say, realistically, what age would you like to retire? I know you probably like to retire tomorrow, but I always advise people not to say an age any younger than age 60. Why? Because you can't pull money out of a retirement plan prior to age 59 and a half without the IRS penalizing you for early withdrawal. So keeping that in mind, realistically, what age would you like to retire? And the client will give you an answer. Let's say that John and Jane, they gave me 67. They said, hey, we want to retire at age 67. Okay, great. All right, that's about 30 years from now. Then we go to the next screen, and this deals with income goal. And then I'm asking them, but before I do the income goal, guys, where it says retirement goal percentage of income, the default percentage is always going to be 80%. Change this number from 80% to 100% every time. You got to do that. Change it from 80 to 100 every time. That's just something you got to do. Then here's the question. All right, family, what is your net monthly income? Doesn't have to be exact. Just give me a rough estimate. Net monthly income. What actually hits your account each month after they take out taxes, insurance, all the deductions? What is your net monthly income? And I get his income and I get her income, right? And now the next question is that, let's say their incomes are each $5,500. So their total combined net monthly income is $11,000. This is the next question. Okay, so looking at the $11,000, how much of that $11,000 will you need per month in order to live comfortably and retire? Now, you might want to say it like this: using today's dollars. Using today's dollars, because this tool that I'm using will factor in inflation. So using today's dollars, how much of that $11,000 per month will you need to live comfortably in retirement? And some people may say all of it. Some people may say half of it. They'll give you a number, whatever the case may be. They'll give you something. And sometimes people might need some help. They might say, man, I don't know. I said, well, think about it. 30 years from now, if you have a mortgage, it's probably going to be paid off. Kids are going to be adults. So you kind of got to maybe help them a little bit in painting a picture of what that scene will look like for them at age 67. And then they arrive at a number, right? Let's say that John and Jane said, look, we need all this money. At age 67, we need all 11,000. Okay, fine, right? So I tell them, well, now let me show you. This is a transitional phrase that I say before I go to the next page. And you can say it too. Now let me show you on this next page the effect of inflation. And then ultimately, guys, what I'm reading is what's on the screen, right? But I got in here. It said, okay, the effect of inflation. How does inflation affect your goal? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Client, due to items you purchase, due to inflation, the items you purchase will increase. Well, that means that your income goal of $11,000 a month, I'll throw that in there, will also need to increase in order to keep up with inflation, because inflation averages about 3% a year. So using inflation, $11,000 today, and this is where it says explain inflation. Clients, today's dollars versus future dollars. This is the explanation. What it's showing you is that $11,000 today, if you fast forward 30 years, is actually going to be equal to $26,699. Can you see that? And they say, yes, I can see that. I said, this is the number one reason, going back to the campaign sheet, this is the number one reason why people run out of money in retirement, Mr. Client, because they haven't factored in inflation. They don't factor in inflation. They don't have any clue. They have no idea that it's going to take $26,699 a month 30 years from now just to buy $11,000 worth of stuff today. Isn't that crazy? And they'll say, man, wow, that's crazy, right? So with this information, the next screen I'm going to show you is your financial independence number. This will be the money you will need to have invested by the time you turn age 67 that you'll never have to work again. Are you ready to see that number? This is all in the Wealth Builder Companion Sheet, guys. They say, yes, I'm ready to see that number. Say, all right, this is it. This is how much would you need? Well, based on the assumptions to meet your retirement income goal, you need to save $5,453,485. This is your financial independence number. This is your get down number, your sit down number. And let me show you the assumptions that went into this. And the assumptions, you click that link that says view assumptions, it'll give you the assumptions. It's saying that you're going to live off an inflation adjusted $11,000 a month, retirement age of 67, life expectancy for everybody that we do, it defaults to age 85. That's the default. Now you can play with that number. You can put that number at 95, whatever the case may be. It'll change their financial independence number, but I normally leave it at 85. So I tell them this money will last you almost 20 years in retirement. The rate of return that it's giving you is that your money is going to grow at about an average 9% rate of return before you retire. This is assuming that. And then during retirement, you want your money to grow at minimum of 4% rate of return because you always want it to outpace inflation, which is 3%. Does that make sense? And they say, yes, that makes sense. All right. And so, just like I said, I've explained the financial independence number. I've shown them the assumptions that create their financial independence number. Then I say this, did you have any idea you needed 5.4 million to be able to retire comfortably? And they're going to be like, heck no, right? I say, well, would you rather have this information now or later when you're about to retire? I'd rather have it now. Absolutely. Because that way it gives you an opportunity to do something about it. Can you see why it's so important for people we know to have their financial independence number also, people that you know? Yeah, absolutely. So you kind of throw it in there just as a plug to, to get them, open to giving referrals, because this is powerful information. Then I say, okay, well, great. Now that we know what your financial independence number, let's figure out what it's going to take for you to hit your financial independence number. All right. Omar, talk to us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, brother.
Hey, I was just going to say that one quick tip. Once you have the PIN number in there, and let's say the client says they need 5.4, a good question to ask right at this point is, out of the 5.4, Nick, how much do you currently have of that? Yeah, I think it's a great question, because they may say, well, I think I have $50,000 in a CD at the bank. Boom, you just found more money.
That's good. That's really good. And so asking great questions at different points, like Omar just mentioned, it can open up more possibilities for you. It opens up more possibilities for you. We focus a lot on retirement money, but sometimes people can have money laying around in a checking account or a high yield savings account that goes unaccounted for. And so for the securities licensed people, and for the people who aren't securities licensed, get in the habit of asking good quality questions to go along with what's on the Wealth Builder Companion Sheet, so you can see if there's other opportunities that are out there. Great job, Omar. And so the next screen that it goes to, it talks about their current assets. Now, guys, this is usually, well, this is really just their current retirement assets. It says, how much do you have saved? Include retirement savings you have through your employer. Like if they have a 401k, 403b, an exotic business IRA, you know what I'm saying? Those types of things. And any personal retirement accounts they may have, like an IRA, Roth IRA. And those IRAs could also include rollover IRAs, that if they roll their money over from a previous employer and is sitting in a traditional IRA somewhere, or even a Roth IRA, or an old 401k plan from a previous employer, we want to include those things as well. So when we collected this client's information, now remember, let me stop sharing real quick. Hold on. Well, my computer's moving slow. Hold on, let me start my share. All right. Now, teammates, we gotta understand. We're telling them the information that they need to pull together prior to us doing the Wealth Builder. At the end of the first appointment, we're sharing with them, hey, this is the information you'll need for this Wealth Builder appointment. Does everybody have that? We aren't just ambushing them on the second appointment and asking them for this information. Like, so we've already prepped the client on what they need. All right. And so when you're asking for, and you're telling them what information they need to have available, you can also say and ask them the initial question, hey, do you have any old 401k plans from a previous employer that's just still sitting there? Do you have any traditional IRAs or any IRAs that you have? You can ask those questions and they'll have that information available to be able to put in. I just wanted to illuminate that point. All right. Let's dive back in. Should be coming back up. All right. So looking at this client, young couple, they already got 150,000 saved. They're doing $1,250 a month. This is including the company match, what they're contributing towards their 401k plans. So check this out. Based on where they are right now, if they continued on this path, they would have 4.5 million. So when you put this information in, what they currently have invested, what they're contributing per month, these numbers will show up. This is how you communicate these numbers. This is what you say. So you're asking, hey, what are your current retirement account balances? How much do you contribute per month towards your retirement, including company match? After your information, this is the additional explanatory language that you can share with them. You say, hey, based on how you're currently investing, you're on track to have 4,515,000 by the time you turn age 67. This is like I'm pulling out a crystal ball to show you what your retirement will be in the future. So I don't want you to look at that 150,000 that you have as just 150,000. I want you to look at it as over $4 million because that's what it's on pace to be. So I don't want you to play any games with that money. I don't want you to get any bright ideas and start withdrawing and doing weird things with that money. Let that money live. Let that money grow. Guys, I say that every time I do a wealth builder, if a person has some money. That's the comments that I'm making about where their money is and where it's going to be, right? So that's just some additional explanatory language that you can share. And then I say, the challenge is your FIN number is 5,453,000. That leaves you with a $938,000 investment shortfall, right? Now, what I want to do next, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I want to give you the answer to the question that most people don't know to ask. And that is, how much do you need to be investing per month to hit your financial independence number? Are you ready to see that? And they'll say, yes, we're ready to see it. And then that's when I go to the next page. And it shows them where they stand and what they need to be doing to meet their goal. So if you see here, they're saving and investing $1,250 a month. They need to be investing to hit their financial independence number, $1,759 a month. And this is the additional explanatory language that I'm sharing. You need to be investing $1,759 a month to hit your financial independence number. That's about $509 more than what you're investing now, right? So that's your shortfall. And then I say this jokingly. Now, I'm not sitting here thinking, or if I'm field training somebody, now April and I are not sitting here thinking that you got an additional $509 just laying around to start investing. And I say that in a joking manner because these financial independence numbers and these shortfalls can kind of sting. So I want to kind of make light of it a little bit. So this is what I do. I say, I don't think that you have that money just laying around to start investing. But to achieve your retirement goal, you do need to start investing more money. You can see that, right? And they say yes. And then this is what you can tell them. and you can ask them, are you open to seeing an investment strategy that can help you work towards achieving your financial goals faster? And I promise you guys, they will say yes. They will say yes. And if you're investment licensed, this is where you can start talking about the Roth IRA and the power of it. You don't have to go through all the different features of the Roth IRA and explain it. You don't have to do a whole mutual fund presentation there. You just ask them, hey, one of the things I recommend you do is do a Roth IRA, especially if their income will allow it. A Roth IRA. Have you ever heard of a Roth IRA? And they'll say yes, they'll say no. Even if they've said yes, just explain the few features of the Roth IRA. All right. I won't get into that tonight. We'll come back to that. And that's what you do. You just plant the seed for the Roth, and you say, we'll come back to that. All right. Now, what I want to do is I've already covered the investment part of the Wealth Builder Consultation. I want to hit the pause button right here. I want to hit the pause button right here and see if anybody has any questions over the things that we've talked about so far, what we've covered. Does anybody have any questions, anything that they want to ask, share, and all that good stuff? Because it's a lot of information. Sean, talk to me.
I've had people get to that screen, the final screen, with how much they would need to be investing on a monthly basis. And they're rather incredulous because it's so much. Or I'm going to put that in quotes, so much to them. And what are some of the things that you say? Let's say they are, that number isn't thousands of dollars, it's tens of thousands of dollars because they're behind the eight ball in a major way. So what are some of the things that you say to them to give them a way to think about or grasp what that means to them based on where they are?
Great question. Oftentimes you'll get that if you're in a market where the person is older and they don't have time on their side, to where their current age and the age they're looking to retire is close. It's a short period of time, and they don't have a lot of money already saved and invested, right? Now, let me say this. This is not what you tell the client. This is what I'm telling you. We don't have a magic wand to help people go from $0 to $1 million in 5 years. We don't have it. We don't have it. We're not going to even pretend to have it, right? But what I always encourage people to do is I say, hey, listen, we can bring these numbers down. And now it doesn't even have to be a person that's close to retirement. It could be a younger person that just might say something weird like, I want to have $25,000 a month for retirement. And that's today's dollars. And I want all of it. And so, look, guys, don't let people play you like that. Don't let people have you putting in all kind of weird high numbers and stuff like that. That's playing with your time. That's playing with the process or anything like that. That's why I ask the question a certain way. I don't ask people, how much money do you want to live off of per month in retirement? Don't ask people that question. People will give you $50,000 a month. They'll give you weird crap. Y'all went to y'all ain't lived in this thing long enough. And I used to play that dumb game with people. Like, oh, let's put it in. Let's see what the deal's like. It just spits out a ridiculous number. They like, what did you think it was going to be? and don't ask people, well, what age would you like to retire? They 40 years old talking about, I want to retire at age 45. I told myself when I turned 21, I wasn't going to work past the age 45. So I'm standing on it. The Lord going to get me to 45. And they need to save $27,000 a month. And then they looking at you, Sean, like, huh? Like, that's why you say, don't say an age any younger than age 60. You get, this is you being the expert. You're leading them. And if you lead, they will follow. Now, if you've done all those things and that number is still high, you can tell them this. Hey, in order to bring that number down. Now, I'm already prepping people. Now, some of y'all have been doing this long enough. You already know that their financial independence number is going to be high. And you know, based on how much money they got invested, it's not a lot. You already know that shortfall, that monthly shortfall number is going to be scary. I prepare them before I show them that shortfall. And I'll say, this number is going to be huge. I don't want you to be shocked. It's going to be big. And once I show them that number, I tell them, look, in order to be able to bring that number down, there's 3 things that you can do. You can push your retirement age further out into the future. You can lower the amount of money you want to live off per month in retirement, or you can do a combination of the 2. Do you want to make any of those adjustments? I'm going to repeat that. If the number is too high, you tell the client, you don't wait for them. You say, hey, listen, this is a huge number. There is a way to bring these numbers down. 3 things you can do. You can push your retirement age out into the future. So instead of you retiring at age 62 or age 60, maybe you retire at age 67 or 70. And instead of you trying to live off $8,000 a month before it adjusts for inflation, maybe you live off 45 or 4,000. Are y'all with me? Or a combination of the 2. What adjustments do you want to make? A sensible client, y'all, will say, yeah, push my retirement age out to 67. Push it out to 67. And instead of me doing 8,000 a month, Nick, put me down to, let's see what 5,000 look like. And then you just put it in and you adjust it. And then you show them it'll be a new financial independence number. It'll be a new shortfall number. And that might be more digestible. It's probably still going to be high, but it ain't going to be the crazy high. Are y'all with me? Latrice, talk to me.
So same vein, but the person's on the opposite end, right? So dealing with the 20s, the young people who are early in their career, and we go down the Fin situation, and they're like, okay, well, I'm bringing in $2,500 a month. We know good and doggone well, fingers crossed, that they should be bringing in 60, 70, and so on and so forth as we increase in age. Do we take into consideration their youth and maybe just add 25%? Or is that just future consultation and increase or something later?
Correct. That is the power of the annual review.
Okay.
So
Okay.
as you maintain your connection and relationship with the client, as their financial situation changes, you update the numbers. You update the numbers. So a person goes from bringing in $2,500 a month. Now they're bringing in $4,000 a month. You do that annual review with them. You update their income, and you say, "Hey, this is the new income," and you take them through the process again. That's the beauty of what we do, and we don't charge for that, guy. Do y'all know financial service companies will try to whack you over the head for this stuff every time you want to sit down with them? Man, they got somebody at the door like it's the club taking a cover charge to get in the financial service office. It dang near feel like that. Just for you to sit down with, that'll be $500. Like, they are taxing people for this information, y'all. And they don't even give them no help. So yeah, that's future meeting stuff, Latrice, to where you can always update them. But base their deal off of what they're doing now. Base their plan off what they're making now. Omar, talk to us.
Hey, just going back to the question that Sean asked, like if you have a client that their PIN number is very high and the monthly contributions is extremely high, I think that's also important to direct the attention on where they're going to save the money to try to achieve that number. Because if you go back to say, Mr. Klein, you have to save $5 million, but if you do it at the bank, let's see what a 3% will require you on a monthly basis to get to the $5 million. Versus if you do like a 9%, it's less. So even though saving $5,000 a month is not attainable right now, Mr. Klein, I think whatever you are able to save, right, it should be saving in the right investment. And that's what you're there to provide.
Great point. And to add to what Omar said, and Sean, I'm coming to you. I always share with people that the most important step in any journey is the first step. So even if your shortfall is $750 a month and you know you can't do that, you can only do $100 a month. Start investing that $100 a month, because that first step means everything. It is a step, and it is a response that I believe that will have a ripple effect. You don't know what doors and windows of opportunity may open up for you, because you took that all important first step towards putting something away for your financial future. So it's never too late. Don't ever tell anybody it's too late for them to start saving and investing money. It's not too late, because you don't know what can happen just by you making that first move. And I encourage people that way. And they say, Nick, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and set it up. And that's what you should be telling your clients. The most important step is the first step. Even if you're only doing $50 a month, $100 a month, start somewhere, because you never know how God might bless you and give you increase just because you took that first step in faith. Are y'all with me on that? All right, perfect. Sean, did you have another comment, or you lowered your hand? You were good.
I had one quick question also. There's a lot of conversation in the some of the POL conversations about recruiting to the shortfall. Do you ever talk to that on that page, or do you kind of take it all the way to the end, see what happens relative to their interest?
I take it all. Yeah, great question. I take it all the way to the end. I do believe in recruiting off the shortfall, but it's not something that I illuminate to them in a cheesy way of, hey, you need $700 and something. Come work with me. I can help you make that I don't do that then. I make a mental note of it. I make a mental note of it saying, hey, this person has a shortfall, but I'm still kind of feeling this person out to see if I even want to work with them. You get what I'm saying? And so what I want to do is I don't want to muddy the water at that point, Coach B Walk, talking about joining me in business. That's not why they met with me, for me to start trying to recruit them in the middle of their financial plan. Does that make sense? So don't do that, guys. Don't start muddying the water talking about, hey, your shortfall is $750. You can get an insurance license, start working with. Guys, don't do that. It will turn people off so quick. It'll make you look like you are one of them things. Don't do it. Just stick to the script, stick to the plan, fulfill your obligation and what you told them to do. Then on the backside of things, have an organic conversation with people about an opportunity to earn some more money in a sincere way. That's how you do it. That's how you do that. You'll sleep better at night, and people won't talk about you bad behind your back.
I'm sorry. Nick, does this information save, or it just wipes out every time? Oh, okay.
It saves.
Okay, cool.
It saves. So as you go from screen to screen, it automatically saves it in there.
Okay.
Yep.
So the reason why mine, I tried to do it with you. So the reason why mine weren't saved for, let's say, Selena, is because I wasn't licensed yet at all. And so you were doing, I hadn't even taken the class. You did it.
So Selena stuff is in my
I see.
deal. That's what it is.
All right. And so none of that is transferable, because she's my client. I mean, she's my client. I want to make sure I do an annual review with her.
Gotcha. For sure. We got
but for real though, I mean, I know that was my warm market and these people, but I mean, I want to make sure that I have this information going forward, or do I just start over with everybody and say,
what you could do is you can make yourself the rep on the account. Now you would have to input her information in all over again. It's not transferable. I haven't seen to where it can be transferred from one agent to another and stuff like that. Now I can see you guys's Wealth Builders. I believe I can, but you guys couldn't see mine. Like I couldn't send it to you.
Okay.
So, the good thing about what it is that we do and how our systems, our tools are set up is that everything that we do you can download it. right? And so you can save it. So anytime you do a financial needs analysis, you want to make sure you're downloading and saving it. And also when you're reviewing it with your client, they can actually have a copy of it as well, you know, if you choose to. And so, of course, annual review, things are going to always change. You know, somebody could have got a new job. They could have actually got, you know, different things change. Finances change. Somebody could have got married. Somebody could have, you know, all sorts of things could change. But that is a great question. But just make sure when you do start doing financial needs analysis, just kind of go in and play with it. And then also just make sure you kind of save it, download it. That's what I'm gonna say, and then save so you can actually have it if you want that as a reference, or you can also send it to your clients.
Great point. Great point. Omar, talk to us.
Just piggyback on Coach Benicia, that you can also, as you print it out, you can save it into the CRM. You can save files into the CRM. So whenever you present whenever you create an F&A for them, you can just print it as a PDF and save it into the CRM under the client's name.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Rahima put a comment in the chat. She said, for agents in the business, I strongly recommend you do your own full F&A. Now, what we're doing is the abridged version of the financial needs analysis. This is what we do with clients. This is the mobile F&A, but we also have access to a full-blown, covers everything financial needs analysis tool. Now, when I came into the business, this is what we used to do for clients, and it would take a long time. This might be something that you do on an annual review with a client. If they've stayed with you, instead of you doing this, you could actually expand it and do a full financial wealth builder. Like I'll show you guys it, but I don't recommend that you do this with all of your first time clients. It's not necessary. Don't do that. But you could do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. And so on this journey, guys, talking about the art of closing, we're gonna talk about the annual review process. We're gonna talk about all these different things. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop here tonight, because that's fully the first part of the Wealth Builder Consultation. The next part goes into life insurance. And I know we're creeping up on time, and I want to respect everybody's time, but in these coming weeks, we'll show you where that tool is to get to the full financial needs analysis. It's a good thing for you to take yourself through. Because as an agent, you should be the most educated person, and you have access to all these tools. That's one of the benefits of being in Primerica, is that you have access to all these tools that you can use on your own personal financial situation. All right. Any other questions before we finish up? All right, guys. Well, next Tuesday, we'll go into the life insurance portion of the Wealth Builder Consultation. This is where a lot of you guys will be able to make some money, because that's the license that you have. And we'll take a deep dive into it, man. So make sure you show back up next Tuesday so you can get that piece, because you're going to need it. But was this helpful tonight? Was this good? Hopefully it was. We've recorded it, so we'll upload it so you can have access to it. I encourage you to watch it and listen to it again. All right.